In this video, I'll be talking about 10-3, modeling, adding, and subtracting mixed numbers, which means drawing a picture to show how you would add or subtract mixed numbers. First, we'll talk about modeling addition. We're going to talk about a pretty specific picture that you will draw in order to model addition problems. That way, we're all on the same page. If all of our pictures look different and we all did it differently, it might be confusing as you go from mathematician to mathematician. So we're all going to draw our pictures the same way. What we're going to do is use rectangles to represent the fractions and the whole numbers of the mixed numbers. So for example, if we had the problem 1 3/4 plus 2 1/4, I'm going to first draw 1 3/4. So 1 3/4 would be one whole rectangle, and I'll put a 1 inside so that the other mathematicians reading this know that that's 1. And then I'm going to kind of guesstimate about what 3/4 looks like. Okay, this isn't exactly perfect, but that's about 3/4. In each one, I'm going to label it a fourth again so that people definitely know what my picture shows. So this first part shows 1 3/4. Then down below it, for your addition, you'll draw the next mixed number. So to draw 2 1/4, I draw two whole rectangles to represent the whole number 2. And I'm going to eyeball about what 1/4 looks like. That would be about that much. And here is my picture. I drew two separate parts of the picture to show each of the separate add-ins. Now you can use the picture to help you solve it. In future problems, they will ask you to draw it out and then solve it. So if I wanted to solve this, I'm going to first count up how many holes I have. 1, 2, 3 holes. Now I can count up my fraction parts. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 fourths, which is really 1. So I have 3 and another hole, which gives me a final answer of 4 holes. On this page, I'll show you how we are going to model subtraction with pictures. It's very similar to addition. We just show the subtraction portion of it, the second number, a little bit differently. So if I had something like 3 1/5 minus 1 4/5, here's how I would draw it. I'm going to draw my first number, 3 1/5, by drawing 3 whole rectangles and a small rectangle that's about 1/5. Make sure you label it. Then, instead of drawing another picture below for 1 4/5, we need to show that we are taking away 1 4/5. So to show taking it away, which is what subtraction means, I'm going to cross out 1 4/5. So first I'll start with the whole number. I'll cross out one whole. Now I only have 1/5 down here. So what I need to do is right above it in the next rectangle, split it into fifths. So I took away 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5. Now my answer would be counting up what is left. 1/5 is left, 2/5 is left, and a whole is left. So the answer to this problem based on my picture is 1 whole, because 1 whole is left, and 2/5 because this fifth and this fifth are left. So 1 2/5 is the answer, and this would be my picture. So in adding, we draw 2 pictures, one for each of the add-ins, and for subtracting, we draw 1 and we cross out the second number. If I needed to draw a model to show the sum or difference of, let's say, 1 1/6 plus 2 4/6, this is what I would draw. Here's one hole. I'm kind of guesstimating here, but that's about a 1/6, probably a little bit too big, but that's good enough. And then down below, I'll draw 1, 2, and I'll try my best to get 1, 2, 3, 4 even sixths. I need to label each box. There's my picture. Now I'm going to find the sum or the difference. So I'm going to count up how many holes I have. 1, 2, 3. Now I'll count up the fractional parts. 1, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6, 4, 6, 5/6. So my answer is 3 5/6. Let's practice one for subtraction. If I had something like 6 and 1/8 minus 3 and 5/8, first I'm going to draw the first number. Remember, for adding, you draw two pictures. For subtracting, you draw one and cross out. So I'm going to draw 6 and 1/8. 1, 2, 3, 4 holes. I need 2 more holes. 5, 6. And this is about 1/8. Then I'll cross out 3 and 5/8. So first I'll cross off 3 holes. 1, 2, 3. Now I'll cross off 5/8. I only have 1/8 here, so I'm going to split this rectangle above it into eighths as well. This is like when we borrow in subtracting with whole numbers. So I'll split this into eighths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'll cross off. I crossed off 1, so I need to cross off 4 more eighths. 2, 3, 4. What is left and not crossed out is your answer. So I have 1 hole, 2 holes left, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6/8. So 2 and 6/8 is my answer. I could also simplify that to 2 and 3/4. I want you to go ahead and try to draw a model to show this problem and tell me the answer. So I should see a picture on your sheet and a final answer. I want you to try, 1 and 2/5 plus 3 and 4/5. Good luck!